Welcome back everyone to the Chief Lego Fanatic. You might be wondering why you're looking at a cardboard box vice the box of a actual set. Well, cool thing is the best Lego sets come in boxes of specifically designed for them. This box actually came inside of a bigger box when it got shipped. So let's pop it open. Now, I am not a soccer fan, especially European soccer. Don't know anything about it, but I love neat Lego sets. And one of the newer series that Lego has started are football stadiums. And I don't mean American football. I mean European football. So today, we're going to start building FC Barcelona set. Camp Nou. No. However it's pronounced. It's labeled, or it's rated as 18 plus. It's set number 10284. That's 5,509 pieces. As you can see, it's a football stadium. Looks very similar to what you would see at an American football stadium, except it has a soccer pitch in the middle. This actually goes with the Old Trafford Stadium, where Manchester United plays. So this is the second in that series. On the back, you can see where it talks about, has the club name here in Spanish because Barcelona. It shows the, adjust the camera a little bit. Alright, so now maybe we can actually see it. The set is actually in 5 pieces, so you have the soccer pitch in the center, and then you have the seats around the stadium are actually in 4 pieces that come together at the end. It's very similar to how the Old Trafford Stadium was set up. Looks like it's pretty detailed on the outside. They actually have a little bit of cars. All the stadium seating is in different colors. Looks like there's definitely some decals, always my favorite. It's going to be 19 inches long by 46 inches wide. So this is not going to be a small set. And I'll actually put it next to the Old Trafford Stadium when I have it completed, so you guys can see the size of them put together. Let's see, how do we get this box? Alright, so looks like this is the standard box where you open it on the sides. Sometimes with these specialty sets, you never know how you open it. Alright, so we have an internal box. Then lots of bags on the inside at the bottom. It looks like most of the bags are actually in this box. It's also probably where the instructions are. So we'll just set that off to the side and open up the internal box. Alright, these are definitely the starting bags because I can see number 3 bag. You see the plates for the soccer pitch, pretty standard. Now, I actually commented to Lego on this, so I'm kind of glad that they took it. Something they've started doing recently for the bigger sets, they actually put the instructions inside of a box. Makes it a lot easier to store them, maintain them, especially for collectors like me. Also have the decals in here. Anything else? Set this off to the side. Alright, so here's our decals. You see the different club picture, or the club name, and some different decals. So there's a scoreboard, a couple other things on here. The instructions are split up into 2 separate books, not uncommon for larger sets. So we'll start with book number 1, because it probably has all the interesting stuff in it. Yep, there's a little bit of inventory at the back. Looks like it gets started into the stands. And it shows you how to put it all together. Oh. The instructions do have some tidbits of knowledge about the stadium itself throughout. So this one talks about the construction of Camp Nou went 5 times over its original budget, shock, and left the club in a delicate financial state for many years. It's actually not uncommon for any type of sporting field. Let's see. So this just covers book 1. Looks like the first bag is just the pitch itself. It's relatively small, relatively easy. And then bags 2 through 15 are 2 sides of the stadium. I would assume that all the rest of the bags are the other 2 sides of the stadium. All kinds of different information about the field, design of the set. There's a picture of the field. This is huge. A lot of fans watching soccer. Talked about how the 92 Barcelona Olympics, some of the events were done at the stadium. Yep, so lots of information about the stadium. And then I would assume that book 2 is just all of, there's some more picture, or another picture of the stadium. And just shows you how to put the stadium together. So 32 bags all in all. Some more tidbits of knowledge. Yep, standard instructions. So this will be a lot of fun. 5,500 pieces, 500 pieces per hour. So probably gonna take me about 11 hours. These larger sets are not fast to put together in the slightest. So I will see you guys on the other side. All right, so I just finished book 1, which was through bag 15. There's at least 31 bags, so somewhere around halfway done. Just figured to make a couple of notes at this point. Not a lot of extra pieces. See all the extra pieces sitting here. These 2 sections plus the soccer field, not small. It's definitely going to take up a lot of space. I'm probably actually going to have to move it off of my table here just so I have room to work, or at least rearrange some stuff. But you can kind of see how the set's going to piece together. These parts of it just like come apart. You have the pegs here. Apparently this one's backwards, so I'm going to fix it. So you have the pegs here are going to fit into the holes on the sides of the soccer pitch, and then once this other half is finished, they'll fit into these pegs, or peg holes. That's what's going to hold it together. I'm not super confident of how well it's going to hold together. Biggest thing is that picking it up into one piece might be difficult, but maybe if it's all smushed together, it'll actually hold. But we will see. All right, well, continuing on. here we have the completed set. As you can see, it comes with a little freight truck, so you can gauge the size of the stadium compared to something that you would see normally, so you know what the size of it is. I have it next to the Old Trafford Stadium set. That set is set number 10272. It was released last year, 2020, as 3,898 pieces, and it retails for $299.99. And you can actually still buy it on the Lego store. I'll put a link in the description. You can see the size difference between the two stadiums. One of the facts that's listed about the Camp Nou stadium is it's actually the largest sports stadium in Europe. You can see the design differences leads to different seating arrangements. Obviously, because this side of the Old Trafford Stadium is smaller, there's fewer seats that can fit on this side, whereas this has the 3 tiers going all the way up on all sides. You can see some similar construction techniques for the roofs. The bars here holding up the roof, the same here. They're actually built Lego pieces, very similar. It's a lot of little Technic pieces. I actually see these type pieces used a lot in the Star Wars sets. The Camp Nou Stadium, you can see all the flags on top. I'll actually move the camera so you can see it a little bit more closely. You can see all of the little flags. They're relatively simple, really small. They have these little decals on them. The other thing that they actually have up here are stadium lights, which are just these little clear one pieces hooked to a piece with a little clamp on it, and it clamps onto the bar that runs all the way across. The decals do actually show up in the seating. This side says, "My Spanish sucks, but mes quiero un club." And then the other side says FC Barcelona. Again, I suck at putting on decals, so they're not exactly straight, but they'll work for my purposes. And then on the side, you can see it has a little scorecard, and then again, my Spanish sucks. I'm not even going to attempt to say what it says. One neat thing about these sets is it does actually have a specialty piece both for this set and for the Old Trafford Stadium. This little clear piece that goes onto the soccer pitch. I don't know if you can see, but it has a little hashing on it that actually indicates the net for the ball. And that's used in both sets. Kind of a neat detail, if I can get it back on here. You can see for the stadium seating, it's red, blue, red. That's matching with the actual stadium in Barcelona. Apparently, one of the notes that's noted is the coloring of the seats used to be a lot darker, but it's actually gotten lighter over the years due to exposure to the sun. Where's it at? Move the camera back. You can see here, it's got the clear boxes from where you can watch the game. It's got these support struts. It has a couple of details for trees, these different banners that hang off of the side of the building. So you can see the whole backside is, again, it's all of these support struts. Whether they're actually load bearing, who knows? I was an architecture major at one point in time, but it could just be there for aesthetics. One interesting thing about, or one interesting difference between these two sets is how they're constructed, or at least how you piece them together as a whole. So this set, I kind of alluded to this in the center, or during the build video. It actually separates into 5 pieces. So the stadium itself is, I gotta take this out. The stadium itself is 4 pieces. It's in quadrants. And then it all connects into the soccer pitch itself using these pieces. And then it has these little pegs here that all fit together into the soccer pitch. Picking this set up as a whole and moving it is a gigantic pain in the rump. Something that was kind of hard to see when it's all together. I'll pick up this section so you can see it. And there's 2 of these right next to each other. There's actually these 2 clear pieces. I'm assuming that this is where the teams run out during the games. So that's a neat little detail that they made sure to add. Now if I can get this thing back together. There we go. Alright, so you see that this splits together into quadrants. It doesn't really hold together very well. As you can see, it's kind of coming apart as I try to put it back together. Alright, so that's that one. I'm done talking about this one, so I'm going to slide it off over here to the side. Now for this one, I'll go into more details about this set, but we'll talk about the construction first. This one actually comes with this little statue, the United Trinity. I believe it's 3 famous soccer players in England that they have a little memorial or statue of at the field itself. So this one, it also comes apart into 4 pieces, but it's actually these 4 pieces. So you have the back is one part, the front is one part, and then each of the sides is a part. If I can get it to come apart from the stadium. And instead of using the longer connection pieces, it uses the smaller blue pieces, which actually holds it together a little bit better. It's still not very easy to pick up as a whole, but it's there. Now for this one, each of the seating areas, all 4 of them have, or 3 out of the 4 all have decals. So this one says this is the Trafford end. The back, you can see it. All right. It says Manchester United across the back, and then this side just says Adidas, has an Adidas logo, has the Manchester United website name all around the field. On the sides, there's a not sure what this is actually supposed to indicate, whether it's a banner or if it's supposed to indicate score, but it's there. And then on the smaller end, again, you have the, I believe it's the tunnel where the teams run out. If this isn't the tunnel where the tunnel runs out, and this actually says the S, so it makes this the Stratford end, not the Trafford end. Not sure what I was thinking. They do have scoreboards up here. Sir Bobby Carlton stand. It's a really neat set. Both of these sets are available. Obviously, the Camp Nou Stadium is a brand new set, so it may or may not be on the website available. You can always put in, if it's back ordered, put in for the back order, but it's still available for purchase. And then the Old Trafford Stadium just came out last year, so it definitely has not been retired yet. If you're a soccer fan, or like me, you're just a Lego fan, I highly recommend both of these sets. I'll give both of them a 9 out of 10. Really, the only thing that makes them short of a 10 out of 10 is the fact that they're so difficult to put together. Just the individual sections putting together, and then holding together so that you can actually pick it up to move it. You see me sliding it around, it's mostly because I don't want to pick up the whole thing. Actually, moving this from the display up here, I had to pick it up in separate pieces just because it wouldn't all come together. But again, 2 awesome sets. Highly recommend both of them. Whether you're just a soccer fan or a Lego fan, pick them up, run with it, have a blast. They're a lot of fun to put together. I think the Camp Nou Stadium ended up taking me about 9.5 hours. It's it's a relatively simple build because it's pretty repetitive, just because it's the nature of it. It's a bunch of bleachers that you put together. The Old Trafford Stadium Stratford Stadium was a lot less repetitive, just because of the design of it is so different from the Camp Nou Stadium. But again, highly recommend. Pick them up, run with them. Kids will have a blast putting them together. Yeah. So again, as always, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification button. Please share that I can increase my number of subscribers. Right now I'm at 52. So if we can break 100, that's one.
I was telling Matt, and I really want to continue doing these videos. There's a lot of really awesome sets coming out. You can see they have the Batman tumbler in the background. There's another one coming out in a couple of months. I really want to add to it. And then of course there's a Titanic set coming out in November. It's supposedly going to be around the $650. It's supposedly around 12,000 pieces. So it's also supposed to be about 4 feet
long. So not only will it be the largest set by piece count, but to my knowledge, it'll also be the largest set by physical dimension size, at least production set. That's why I had to build a new table, so I make sure I have enough room to put it together. So again, make sure you hit the share, subscribe, like, hit the bell so you get notifications for these. Hopefully, I'm going to keep trying to do it twice a week. I really need to get into my reviews for some of the sets, especially the ones that are going to be going out of production this year. Things like the International Space Station, which you can see up on the shelf. The roller coaster set, which I have down back behind me. So I'm going to work on getting those out soon. But see you guys next time.